Hello everyone, how are you doing today? So today I'm going to enter a competition and the competition is from Jeff Witcher's Vinyl Destination. So do check out his channel, he's a really great guy discussing vinyl records, has a wicked sense of humour as well, so I think you will enjoy his channel. I'll put a link in my description. And the competition is to name 5 albums that changed or influenced your life. Okay, so I'm going to start with mine. Now they're all from my favorite decade of music, and that is 1970. So that's the era where I kind of reached my teens, and I think when you're in your teens and you get into music, that music is probably the music you enjoy the most. It's the most influential on you, and it's just going to stay with you forever. And these 5 albums are ones that I still enjoy today. So anyway, let's get started. Just to mention, they're in order of when I first discovered them, so they're not in date order. And all but one of the artists I've seen live. I'll let you know which one I haven't seen live. So okay, we're going to start with 1972, and the artist is T-Rex, and this is the album here. It's called The Slider. It was the follow-up to Electric Warrior, which is probably their most famous album. But if you haven't heard this and you like Electric Warrior, then I really recommend getting this one. So this one I received as a gift, Christmas gift in, as I said, 1972, December 1972. I requested this. Unfortunately, my family were not musical in any shape or form. They didn't really have much interest in music, so I had to ask for this album specifically. I think they were quite horrified when they read some of the lyrics, but anyway, that's the whole point of it, being a teenager. You want to shock your parents. So this is The Slider. The singles off here, Metal Guru and Telegram Sam. There is not a Duff track on here, and in fact T-Rex remain my all-time favourite band. Okay, and I saw them live in 1977. Very fortunate, because the lead singer, or the creator of T-Rex, he was killed in a car crash later that year. Terrible. Okay, my next one, similar theme, but about a year later, 1973, really got into this guy, David Bowie, and this is Aladdin Sane. Now I had this, I seem to remember, on cassette, but it was recorded on a blank cassette. So that's the first time I heard it, and the quality was not great. I think it was when you put the mic up to the record player. I don't know if somebody did it for me or someone lent me the album, I can't remember. But this is a great album. It's very glam rock. You've got the singles Jean Genie and Driving Saturday. Fantastic cover. I remember being in a record store. I must have been about 13, 14, and my parents were with me, and we'd sort of split to do our separate things, and I was in the record department, and I had this in my hand, and I was staring at the cover, and my father crept up behind me, and he was kind of disgusted that I would like this. So yeah, that was another plus. Okay, David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, my second choice. Right, so the next one is in 1975, and I'm growing up a bit. I'm 15 years old. My tastes in music are changing. I'm getting a bit more adult in my tastes. Not that the previous two were in any way childish, but this is a bit more harder rock. Don't know, it's not progressive, but anyway, this band was the first album I bought from them, 1975, and it's Queen, A Night at the Opera. Now, I remember buying this with money I received again at Christmas. I'm going, I think it was probably the 28th of December, going into a record store in the UK, and I bought this. I'd already seen their live concert on TV, the one that's at the Queen at the Odeon, you can buy on DVD now. I remember watching that as it was broadcast live. The single Bohemian Rhapsody had been #1 for God knows how many weeks. It was a total of 9 weeks. I love this band. They sort of had everything. You know, they had the hard rock, they had the glam rock, they had fantastic songs. And that's Queen and Night at the Opera. And what I did, once I'd heard this, I went out and bought the 3 previous albums. And then I bought sort of every album on the date of release after this one. Okay, so that's Queen, A Night at the Opera. Now, we're going to go back a year to 1974, but I didn't actually hear this until probably 1976, if I'm honest. And it is Supertramp, Crime of the Century. I'd actually heard their follow-up album, Crisis What Crisis, before this one. Someone lent me the album. I thought it was fantastic. I still love that album. I might prefer it slightly to this one, but I don't have that one on vinyl. And yeah, it's almost a bit proggy, some fantastic songs, great musicianship. What more can you say? The single Dreamer I was aware of at the time, but I wasn't a big fan of Dreamer, and I was completely surprised at how great this band were. This is the only band of my 5 that I did not get to see live, and it's very unlikely I will. Okay, so that is Crime of the Century by Supertramp. Now, last but not least, I always say that, but this goes back to 1975. I didn't realise it was released that year. I thought it was much later, like 76, 77. It is kind of pre-punk, and it's the first, well, the only female artist I've got in my list, and it is Patti Smith and Horses. Now, someone gave me this as a leaving present. I was working in Harrods department store in London. Must have been 1979, I think. And it was a leaving gift. She bought it for me on cassette. She knew I was into my music, and she was also into her music. I always wonder what happened to this person, but anyway. So, Horses, Patti Smith, iconic cover by Richard Mapplethorpe. In fact, nearly all of the albums I've shown you have got iconic covers, and it was all part of it back in the day, you know, especially buying vinyl. Great tracks, Gloria, which is a cover, I can't remember his name. Great tracks, Gloria, and Free Money are standout tracks on here. So it's kind of a pre-punk album, and a lot of poetry as well, great lyrics. Okay, so that is my 5 albums that changed my life. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to do yours, please do, or just write them down in the comments. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.